Hello guys, welcome to this video. So in this video I will show you the complete Google authentication system, how to build this inside Node.js Express. So we have this live demo available to us, and we have this login with Google button, and as soon as you click the login with Google button, you will be redirected to a screen where you will be able to select your Google account. So it's a consent screen, and as soon as I select my Google account, I need to grant the permission. So simply click on continue. As soon as you click continue, you will see, he will display the username. This is your username right here, email address, this is your profile picture. That is not showing it due to course issue, but it also returns. So we also see the logout button as well. So the thing is that we are storing this information in sessions, so that when you refresh the page as well, let's suppose I close this tab and reopen this tab, so it will automatically detect that I am already logged in, so it will refresh and redirect to my profile page. So we are storing this information in sessions using Express session middleware, and we are also using EJS template engine if just to serve the HTML. And apart from that, we are using a special package in Node.js which is for authentication, for doing the Google Auth. So this package name is google-auth library. So if you just search for this package, it's a Google API client library. So the command is simple. You just need to install this. I've already installed it. It's almost having 11 million weekly downloads. It's a very popular package for implementing the Google authentication. So now for implementing this, I have given the step-by-step instruction in a detailed blog post. You can go to the description link to follow along with this video. So first of all, guys, what we need to do, I will simply delete everything and start from scratch. So let me delete everything and start from scratch. So let me show you all the modules that we need for this tutorial. So if you see in the package.json file, we are using this .env, which is the module necessary for storing sensitive information. So inside this, we will store the client ID, client secret. We have the EJS module, Express, and then the Express session, which used to store information inside your sessions variables, and then this Google Auth library. These 5 packages are required. Simply install this by a simple command. Go to your terminal, just type npmi and install all those 5 packages. Now to get started, just create a simple index.js file inside the root directory. And apart from that, we also need to create a .env file where we will store all this information, which is your client secret, client ID, redirect URI. So just create these 3 variables and the session secret as well. So for implementing this Express session middleware, you need this session secret. This can be anything. I'm just calling it as secret. So these 4 variables, client ID, client secret, redirect URI. So for obtaining this information, you need to go to your Google Cloud Console account and just create an account here. I've already have one account. So just go to credentials and create a OAuth client ID. So simply tap this option and simply click OAuth client ID, and so from the drop down simply select web application, and in the authorized JavaScript origin you need to paste the full URL of your home page, so where your application resides. So I'm running this application on localhost 3000. Apart from that, we also need to paste the localhost version right here. So both these 2 links we need to paste right here. And apart from that, in the authorized redirect URI, we need to paste the same URL. So simply copy this and paste it right here. And then we need to click the create button. And as soon as you click the create button, it will give you your client ID. So this is your client ID. Simply copy this and replace it right here. So this will be different for you. So, and then similarly, it also gives you the client secret as well. So simply copy this, and same redirect URI you will, so whatever redirect URI you used in that, let me copy this redirect URI and paste. So which is http localhost 3000 /auth /google /callback. So I'm just going it and replacing it the same URL in the authorized redirect URI. Simply paste the same URL right here and then click on save. So that's all that we need to do inside the configuration. So now you can close this. And lastly, which we have the session secret. So just define this. So now you can close this .env file, and after doing this authentication, now we can start our sample express server where we will start our web application. So for this we will need to start a basic express server. So we require express, and also we'll be requiring the express session middleware. And then we also need to require the OAuth2 client, which will be coming from google-auth library. And then we also need the built-in path package of Node.js. And then we'll be requiring this .env package for loading the .env variables. So .env.config. And then we will simply start a basic express app. And I will listen on this port number 3000. So app is listening on port 3000. So in this way you can start your basic express app. So if you go to localhost 3000, so we do need to define a route here. So we simply say app.get. So whenever you go to the home page, we will show a simple EJS template. So we just need to set the view engine. So you say app.set view engine EJS. So then we can render this simple template index. So for this EJS, we need to create a views folder and then just define this template index.ejs. So here you will paste your HTML code. So this will simply contain the login button. So you can go to my blog post as well to get this HTML code directly. Paste that. So this simply contains this h1 tag. Welcome to the Google login demo. And we have a button anchor tag. And as soon as you click this button, you will be redirected to /auth /google. So if you refresh now, you see this, but we haven't made this route localhost 3000 /auth /google. So now we just need to define this route. So just go to your index.js. So right here, we will define this route here, which will be app.get /auth /google, and here we will redirect the user to the authentication URL. So client, I think we haven't made this. So first of all, we need to pass the middleware app.use. So your session, the express session. So here it takes three options. The secret. So the secret is available in the process.env, and we have defined this environment variable session secret, and then it also takes the resave option, and this is typically set to false. The third option is save on uninitialized. It is typically set to true. So in this way you can pass your express middleware, and then here we need to now define the OAuth client. So we'll be defining the new instance of OAuth2 client, and here it takes three arguments. First of all, your client ID, So we have defined all these three variables, the environment variables. So one by one we will pass it. Secondly, which is your client secret. Then we have the redirect URI. So you can see in this way we have passed all these three things which we defined in the .env file. So after you do this, now we will inside this request, we will inside this callback, this client object, it actually contains a function which is used to create the authentication URL. So it contains this function client dot generate auth URL, and here we need to pass the option access type to offline, and here we need to pass the scope, so which information you are accessing of this user. So we need the simple profile information and the email of the user. So here we are explicitly telling, so this is actually an array, not an object, so just change it to square brackets. So here we are simply telling the API to request the profile and the email of the user. So now they will give us this URL. So now we need to simply redirect the user. So the response.redirect and URL. So now what happens? So if you click this link here, so if you go to click this button, you will be redirected to the Google consent screen where you will see the series of accounts, Google account. So as soon as you click the account, now you need to grant the permission. Simply click continue. And now this callback you redirect URI, which hasn't been defined here. So this authorization code you can see right here. We now need to exchange it with the access token. So now we need to define this redirect URI, which we mentioned in the Google Cloud Console. So now after this we will define this get route, where we will be exchanging this authorization code that we have with the access token to get the profile information. So this redirect URI, which is /auth/google/callback, this can be anything. I'm just calling it like this, request response, it's a async function. And here we first of all store this authorization code by request.query.code. After getting this authorization code, now this library contains a function. So we will write all this code in the try catch block. So right here, we first of all extract this access token. So this client dot, we have this function get token. So here we need to pass the authorization code. So this will give us this access token. So now we need to verify this access token. So we can simply say const ticket await. So there is a function here for this as well. So client dot verify ID token, and this actually takes an object right here, this function, and here you need to pass your ID token, which is available inside tokens.id token, and then the audience. So audience, here we need to pass your Google client ID, which is stored inside the environment variable. So now this will give us this data, and it contains this ticket get payload function. So now this payload will be your user data, user profile data. Now we need to save this information in the session. So you simply say request.session.user, and we are simply creating a new variable in the session. So user object, and it will contain three properties: payload, and it contains your name. Then we need to store the email of the user, then the profile picture. So payload dot picture. So we are storing these three details: name, email, and picture. Now we just need to redirect the user back to the home page. So we simply say response redirect home page. So now what happens if you see after we redirect the user back to the home page. So now we need to change this template. We need to hide this Google login with Google button because we now need to show the profile information. So for this, we need to define another EJS template. So just create the view inside the views folder. We need to create profile.ejs. So here we will be displaying the actual profile of the user. So, and now we need to make change in the get route. So whenever you go to the home route, because we are statically loading this template here, response.render, but here we need to now make a condition that if the user is already in the session, if the session exists, then we need to render out this template, which is the profile template. So the user will be already logged in. So we need to pass the logged in user, which is contained inside response request.session.user. So in the else block, if the user is not logged in, if the session doesn't exist, then we show the login page. So we just make this condition. So now we can show the profile information. If you refresh now, so as soon as you click the button, you will see you will now be redirected to the profile route. The login button has been hidden. So now in this profile route, to show this user profile information, we are getting this object passed. So we can directly access the properties and display a simple welcome message. So we will use some EJS. So user dot name. So this percentage sign is a simple syntax of EJS. So similarly, we can display simple profile information. So I will just paste this code so you can get this using the blog post. So if you refresh now, you will see this data appearing. This is your username, email address, and profile information. Profile picture doesn't typically display because of course error, because the picture is belonging to a different domain, so we can't directly access it. Sometimes it displays, sometimes it doesn't, but we get this profile information if you see. And now if I close this, again access it, then also it will work. You can see automatically it detects that we are already logged in. So we added this logout function as well. So if I click the logout button, we haven't implemented this route here. When we click the logout button, we need to delete the information from the session so that the user is successfully logged out. So we just need to go to index.js and just make this request. So inside this request, we simply make the session variable to null so that the information stored of the user becomes null. So there is a function here which request.session.destroy. So this will destroy the session. That's all. So if you refresh now, so now you're already logged in. So if I go again to the home page, I will redirect to the profile page. But as soon as I click the logout button, oh sorry, we missed a condition right here. After destroying the session, we also need to redirect the user to the home page. So we need to add this line response.redirect to the home page. So now what happens, as soon as you click the logout button, you will be redirected to the home page. So now you can see that. So in this way, guys, you can implement user authentication of Google inside Node.js and Express using this package All the source code will be given in the description of this video. And also check out my website as well, freemediatools.com, which contains thousands of tools regarding audio, video, and image. And I will be seeing you guys in the next video. Until then, thank you very much.